Showcasing the best that conjunto music has to offer. It attracts people from all over Texas, all over the country, even all over the world.
Tiffany Huerta spoke to the founder of the Tejano Conjunto Festival about this year's event and what has kept the love for this music alive for more than 40 years.
We actually started it 43 years ago. That celebrates conjunto music, which is an original American musical ensemble and style of music that we as Tejanos, or as Texas Mexicans, created back around the early 1900s, late 1800s. Musician Juan Tejeda is the founder of the Tejano Conjunto Festival and shares his love for this music. Uses the European, usually German, button accordion as its principal instrument. Tejeda welcomes the community to enjoy these sounds at the 41st annual Tejano Conjunto Festival. It's the oldest and largest conjunto music festival in the world. Friday morning, preparations were underway. The three-day festival kicks off today at Rosedale Park at 5:30 p.m. Last year, more than 9,000 people attended the festival. Tejeda says you will hear how conjunto music continues to evolve. We play indigenous huapangos, we play African-based cumbias and boleros from the Caribbean, and we play country music is big within conjunto Tejano music. Jazz, blues, rock, so it's this fusion. And some of the young bands are combining all of these things. 30 conjunto bands from across Texas will be performing, plus students from San Antonio and the Rio Grande Valley. We want to keep this musical tradition alive, to preserve it, to promote it, to pass it on to the future generations. Tiffany Huerta, KSAT12 News.
Sounds of San Antonio right there. A volcano in Mexico, it's starting to rumble, and although it's not quite erupting yet, it's still disrupting life in several villages. The health concerns and warnings to residents after the break.
Oh, it's Friday. You knew what that means. SA Live loves to bring the star power to end the week, and you can guess who this is. He's been on a ton of movies, TV shows. They're going to reveal who it is coming up.
Mystery guest. Graphic and tearful testimony on Thursday from those who were first on the scene of a shooting and stabbing that took an 11-month-old baby's life. Her father, the accused murderer. His bond hearing underway in court. Stephen Clare charged with capital murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. The first to respond to the scene described for the judge how Clare's ex-wife was found lying in her own blood from multiple gunshot wounds.
I really thought she was going to die in my arms. I applied pressure to help her, and I spoke to her to keep her breathing, just to let her know that she's not alone.
That mother did survive. Other officers also described how the 2-year-old and 11-month-old daughters were lying on the floor as well, covered in blood. They'd been stabbed. The hearing about Clare's bond, which is at $3.5 million. Prosecutors want to revoke it. His attorneys want it lowered. It is unclear when the judge will eventually make that decision.
A volcano in Mexico has started rumbling again. It's spitting out steam and gas and ash, all coming out of the volcano just southeast of Mexico City. Ashfall from the volcano is causing a concern in Puebla. The local health secretary is recommending people wear face masks or protective glasses, as well as avoid outdoor activities so they don't get sick. Authorities also recommend residents don't eat in the streets and make sure pet food doesn't become contaminated with the ash. 11 villages were forced to cancel school. And at least 14 people have been killed in flooding in northern Italy. Local officials say that they've had 6 months worth of rain in just 36 hours. Nearly 1,100 firefighters are currently deployed in the relief operations. Several people still missing, thousands displaced. River teams of the Italian firefighters have been deployed to one town where they had to evacuate 30 people stuck at a hotel due to high water.
It's an accounting error that's apparently freed up billions more dollars in aid for Ukraine. That's according to multiple congressional administrative officials. They say the White House made an accounting error in assessing the value of military support given to Ukraine to date. So this week, lawmakers and congressional staffers were briefed on this error. It was discovered 2 months ago. The error frees up approximately $3 billion plus over the next $2 billion that the Pentagon accounted for in the fund. Some lawmakers believe that this likely is going to mitigate the need for Congress to pass an additional assistance package before the end of the fiscal year in September.
Speaking of Ukraine, let's take you to the first day of the G7 summit. President Joe Biden meeting with fellow world leaders in Japan, displaying the strength of their alliance amid growing aggressions from China and Russia's war in Ukraine. The 7 nations unveiling new sanctions against Russia. ABC's M. Nguyen explains it comes as debt ceiling talks in Washington loom over the president's truncated trip.
President Joe Biden gathering with fellow world leaders in Hiroshima, Japan for the Group of 7 summit. The nations unveiling tough new sanctions on Russia meant to choke off Moscow's war financing and further disrupt its ability to sustain its invasion of Ukraine. This as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky prepares to make a surprise appearance this weekend to continue appealing for more military assistance.
The geopolitical and diplomatic significance of these meetings should not be understated. Zelensky moving to firm up and widen international support as his forces here in eastern Ukraine go on the offensive.
At the Hiroshima Peace Memorial, Biden and his G7 counterparts paying tribute to the lives lost there 78 years ago, meeting privately with a survivor of the first atomic bomb used in warfare. The location significant as the Japanese Prime Minister's hometown, underscoring the host's continued efforts to rid the world of nuclear weapons. Today, the U.S. president departing the G7 leaders' dinner early to receive an update from Washington about how talks are going on the debt ceiling. This weekend, a critical deadline for negotiations. A deal must be reached to allow Congress enough time to vote on it to ensure the U.S. doesn't go into default. Biden had also met with his team the day before, where officials say he was informed steady progress is being made and that the president remains confident a deal can be reached.
I see the path that we could come to an agreement, and I think we have the structure now.
The president shortened his trip to return to the White House Sunday for any debt ceiling talks. The Quad leaders he was supposed to meet next week in Australia will now meet with him Saturday in Japan. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Taking a look outside with live cam. The clouds are moving in, the temperature rising, but we have a cold front coming.
We do. It actually will cool us down this weekend. So if it's been a little steamy for you lately, we've got some good news on that front. And you can see some blue skies starting to take shape there. So these clouds are beginning to break up. And yes, we're going to see quite a bit of sun this afternoon. Let's take you hour by hour through the forecast here. As you plan out your afternoon, know that the rest of your Friday looks good. 0% on the rain chance through 8 p.m. There's your high temperature at 5 o'clock, 90. We'll go partly cloudy as we head into tonight. Then we start to add in some rain chances starting around 10 o'clock, but really building after midnight to about 40%. That's when we could see some thunderstorms. Maybe a couple strong ones mixed in there, too. We've been talking about the storm threats. We always get asked about hail. Will these storms have hail? It's possible with some of the stronger storms. I don't think we're going to see widespread severe weather, but we certainly can't rule that out tonight, along with some gusty winds. So we want to make you aware of that with some of the stronger storms overnight into very early Saturday morning. We're still watching that cloud cover, but it is really starting to dissipate. And here in San Antonio, we're at 78. I anticipate that number jumps up very quickly here over the next couple of hours with more sun starting to move in. 86 in Pleasanton. We're already closing in on 90 down there in Cotulla, where it has been sunny for most of the morning. 77 in Helotes, 75 Bernie Stage, 78 in Bulverde. We'll talk more about the weekend forecast and take another look at the computer models and show you exactly where we think these storms will move. That's coming up here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Hey, there's some good news for the Los Angeles Lakers. They're going home. The bad news is they're going home down 0-2 to the Nuggets. We'll show you why coming up in sports.
Temperatures heating up, so does the box office. We have your summer blockbuster preview, plus how one film could have a big impact on the film industry. It's coming up after the break. Let's talk summer box office. Tom Cruise trying to top last summer when Top Gun Maverick delivered his biggest hit in his career.
ABC's Kelly Carter has a look at the latest Mission Impossible and more.
Tom Cruise is pulling out all the stops. In a newly released high-octane trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, free falling into theaters this July.
I think that's what's really become the thing with this franchise, is outdoing the last one. So if he jumped on a plane, now he's going to jump off a mountain.
Over the course of the 60-year-old actor's 40-plus year career, his movies have grossed over $10 billion globally, and the A-lister shows no signs of slowing down.
Good morning, aviators.
But if Cruise wants to soar to number one, like he did last year with Top Gun Maverick, he's got some stiff competition. A whopping 42 wide releases are slated for arrival this summer, matching 2019's count, and up from 22 films last year.
Almost every weekend is seeing a new tentpole movie come out.
From Fast X in theaters today to The Little Mermaid next weekend.
Part of that world.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny at the end of June.
Get back.
And Barbie in July.
Hi, Barbie.
Familiar faces are all facing off for a picture-perfect ending at the top of the box office. That packed release schedule, combined with the early success of movies like the Super Mario Brothers movie in the spring and the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 earlier this month, has some analysts optimistic that Cruise and Company could indeed help the box office get back to the pre-pandemic levels. For ABC News, I'm Kelly Carter.
I don't know if Mission Impossible is going to top Top Gun Maverick.
No.
I don't think so.
I kind of want to see the Barbie movie. I mean, just kind of, I think it's going to be a cult classic.
Perhaps. I know I will be at Little Mermaid at some point.
Of course you will.
Yeah, you will.
That's your job as
exciting.
father of two daughters.
Yes, it is. It looks good, though. It does. We go outside for you. We've got partly cloudy skies, and I want to show you real quick here on TransSky. We do have one incident here at 35 in Division. And it's kind of hard to see because it's bouncing around, but a couple lanes there shut down. I believe this is on the southbound side, so just a heads up there. If you're going to be traveling in that direction, this is causing some backups. 81 so far today, or 78, I should say. We'll be up in the 80s here very soon. The average is 87. Record is 101, set back in 1989. That weekend forecast with some rain chances coming up.
So, cold front coming in, but we can already see it on your weather computer.
Yeah, well, we're watching the front as it moves across parts of North Texas right now. It moves into Central Texas tonight and then eventually here by tomorrow morning. And it does bring some changes, thankfully. I want to show you when I think rain chances will be at their highest, and that really is tonight. So nothing today during the daylight hours, but as you get into tonight, overnight, you could hear some rumbles of thunder that perhaps wake you up. And this is going to continue into early morning hours on Saturday. So if you have some kids' soccer matches Saturday morning, you probably do want to check the radar before you head out there. There could still be some rain around. And there is also the risk for a couple strong storms tonight. Not a huge risk, but it is there. And then we'll get some more showers Sunday morning. So all in all, not a bad weekend, but there are some windows in which we could see some rain. And here is that front I was talking about. Right now, it's up there across, parts of the Permian Basin there, just north of Midland, and then up towards Wichita Falls. Behind it, some cooler air. And as this front pushes south today, it starts to kick off some showers and storms up across Central Texas. So Waco back over to San Angelo. This is around dinner time. It's all still well north of us. And then by the time we get into tonight, that's when some of those storms try to make a run for San Antonio, especially if they can cluster together and move in our direction. I think that we could get some rain out of this, but it's going to be a matter of where the storms develop and kind of how they move. The Storm Prediction Center does have much of our area, well, San Antonio and the Hill Country at least, any scattered risk for severe weather later today. And the main threats, hail and gusty winds. Here's another look at our forecast. And this is it's been fairly reliable, this model. This is at 10 o'clock, not really a lot there. But by the time we get into, say, 2 a.m., we got a complex of storms coming out of Central Texas, and this model wants to keep the bulk of the heavy rain off to the west. And yes, there could be some heavy rain mixed in here too. We should mention that. As long as one of these kind of complexes of storms does develop, if you get caught in the middle of one, you are going to see some decent rainfall totals. So in this scenario, the Hill Country, Lakey, Rock Springs, we get some good rain out of it. Again, it just depends on kind of the track this takes. But here in San Antonio, in this scenario, we wouldn't see rain until tomorrow morning, maybe some showers still lingering about right after sunrise. And then that would all go away. the atmosphere will be pretty worked over, and we get a break in the action midday towards the evening. Then we'll watch for some showers building out west and southwest of us as we get into Sunday morning, and then some of that activity could work towards the areas Sunday morning. I think by Sunday afternoon, though, it quiets back down again. So those are kind of our opportunities here. And the weekend forecast, just to kind of break it down. So morning storms on Saturday, and then a mostly cloudy afternoon, 81. 79 on Sunday, some morning showers, but cooler. And I think we'll see a lot of cloud cover over the weekend, which along with that front keeps temperatures in check. Not complaining here. 78 degrees right now. It says cloudy, but I see blue sky. Things are starting to change here. These clouds are beginning to break up, and we can see that here on the satellite picture. Still some thicker clouds across northern Bexar County, but everyone else is starting to see the sun shine through. And you know what that's going to do to temperatures. They're going to start racing upwards. I think we get up to near 90 this afternoon on top of some very humid conditions. So the heat index is going to be in the mid-90s. Keep that in mind. The dew point trend over the next 6 days, the dew points do come down on Saturday thanks to that front. So we're talking mid-60s, still muggy, but better than what we're dealing with today. Extended forecast, 81 as we said Saturday, 79 Sunday. Then Monday is a quiet day, mostly sunny and warm, 86. 87 Tuesday, maybe a stray shower or storm there. Then beyond that, as we head towards Memorial Day weekend, looks like we've got a pretty quiet scenario setting up with some warm temperatures, guys.
Looks like summertime coming.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Somebody other than the Joker stepped up for the Nuggets last night against the Lakers. We've got the highlights coming up. LeBron James and the Lakers in a little bit of trouble after Game 2 last night in the Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets. As we go to the second quarter, James is on the drive. Rui Hachimura with the 3 from the wing. Lakers are up 5. Mid-second quarter, Nuggets are down 8. Anthony Davis with the big block. Lakers get it, and we're going the other way. Ahead to LeBron, and you know what's coming. Oops. Didn't happen. Nope. Right out of his hand. Here's another look at it. Whoa, just flat out lost it. You always love the guy sitting on the bench going, yeah, my bad. Yeah, it was your bad. Second, Lakers up 11. Jokic with the rebound down the court to Jamal Murray. That's how it's done. Still in second, just under a minute and a half. Nuggets are down 3. Hachimura backdoor. LeBron with the lob. Hachimura had 17 in the first half. LA up 5 at halftime. Jamal Murray with the 3, and the Nuggets are up 1. How about Jamal Murray again with another 3? It's right over Anthony White. Step back, and Anthony Davis got to stand there, and whoop, there you go. And where's LeBron? Try LeBron on him one time. Do we have LeBron guarding Anthony? And Jamal? There he is. There's LeBron. Watch this. I got you. No problem. Cuts the lead down to 5 with under 2 to play by the Lakers. The Lakers didn't move. Austin Rivas with the pull-up 3. And watch LeBron come down on a foot. It turns his ankle. He was laying on the court for a while. He stayed in the game, but the Nuggets didn't give up that lead. Lakers didn't have enough to come back. Jamal Murray, 37. A lot of praise from his teammates last night after the Lakers fall.
Oh, he was special. He was special, and he won us the game. He scored 20-something in the fourth quarter. He got us the lead. His energy. He played 40-something minutes, 42 minutes. So, I think he was amazing. Yes, maybe in the first half he struggled to make shots, but when it mattered the most, he made shots, and he won us the game basically.
I mean, for those who have seen me play before, I normally like to. Off a shooting half like that, I normally like to reset, just kind of come back down, reset my mind, quick little meditation in my head, and just come back out focused. I missed my first couple coming out. They were just really good looks, and, the game would have been a lot easier if I made them in the first half, So just come out focused and knock them down. Don't lose any confidence or anything like that. Just play my game and know that they're going to fall if I keep shooting them.
Can he take that game on the road? Because they play Game 3 tomorrow night in L.A. at 7:30. Over in the Eastern Conference, Miami Heat Boston Celtics hit the court tonight for Game 2, 7:30 in Boston. The Heat won Game 1 in Boston, so they're up 1-0.
We're not used to seeing LeBron play like that.
Oh, well. I'm not the big
He's not hurt
James.
by it.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're okay.
Anyway, hey, question. Did you guys figure out who our big star is?
No.
It is Jesse Borrego himself, San Antonio's own, and boy, we got a lot of treats for you. Do you like nice, cool, ice creamy treats?
Summer's coming, yes.
Deal of the day, we're going to tell you all about that. And Jesse's here for the Cactus Blossom Gala, and Chef Milas is cooking up something really special. This is a bison steak, which is on the menu, and this is an organization very near and dear to your heart, right, sir?
Yes, American Indians of Texas, Spanish Colonial Missions.
All right, and we've got more food over here. Take a look at these burgers, and this is all for a very good cause for the Foster Village. A little bit of this burger, the money from it goes to help them. You like pizza parties?
I do.
Jen's at a pizza party. We weren't invited.
What?
Jen, what's up?
Yes, look at this. We're here at Perry's Pizzeria and Tap House. And yes, they have quite the pizza party ready for National Pizza Party Day. Lots of deals for our SA Live viewers. We'll tell you all about it. Look at that.
That looks good. Hot or cold pizza?
Ooh, hot.
Hot?
Deep dish.
What about the next day? That Sunday morning, yeah?
Gotta have it cold.
That's our social question. How do you like it? Also, you're not going to be bored this weekend. We've got a list of all different things that you can do. That and a whole lot more coming up on SA Live.